Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Tai Chi Happy Hour. I'm so glad that you've joined me. Today we get to do the Yang style 24 short form. And what we're going to do is we're going to first look at moving from the Don Tien as the important principle to apply to the form. And we've visited moving from the Don Tien before, but we haven't been able to apply it to the traditional form. So this will be fun for us to do here in the studio. The Don Tien is 2 inches in from your belly button and 2 inches down. It's the center of your energy in Tai Chi. It's also the center of your balance. We want to move from the Don Tien. In the Tai Chi classics, it says the waist is the ruler. And that's really talking about everything comes from here. We're not actually moving our limbs and making our body move. We're moving our Don Tien, and our limbs are actually flowing with that movement from the Don Tien. It's also an important piece of power. From the martial arts perspective, from any sports perspective, all of your power is in here, through that rotation through your hips, right? This is where your power is. So again, the waist is the ruler. Moving from the Don Tien is important. We're going to go through a few movements first, practicing moving from the Don Tien, and then we're going to go into doing the form. So I'm going to move up to the mirror just a little bit, because the first movement that we're going to do is actually Chi walking. So with Chi walking, you move, put 1 foot forward, put a little bit of weight on, rock back, rotate just a little bit, bring your weight onto this left leg, and then step forward with the right. Rocking forward, rocking back, rotating just a little bit, bringing that weight onto that right, and then stepping forward with the left. Now, if we move in our Chi walking, thinking about moving from the Don Tien, this is an important distinction, because what you're going to do is you're going to rock forward just a little bit, rock back. Now, as you bring your weight all the way over to this base of support, this is where that Don Tien needs to be over this base of support right here. This is your substantial leg. The right leg now is insubstantial. It's free to move. You test the water a little bit, rock back. Now you bring that Don Tien over that substantial leg, which now is the right leg, and you step forward with the left. Truly, if you are doing this properly, you have the option to step forward, or you can step backwards, because you know exactly where your weight is. That Don Tien is over that substantial leg. It's important to be able to move knowing where your weight is, but it's also important to know that that weight is really through here. We need to make sure that that Don Tien is over that base of support so that we're balanced as we're doing our Chi walking. Now keep this left foot forward, and I just want you to do pushing Chi. It's very simple. Just letting yourself rock forward and back, but focus on your Don Tien. If you notice, it makes that movement just a little bit smaller. If we were to focus here, we would want to be moving more like this, right? And that's really not a good motion to be doing. You can see my columns are broken, I'm not balanced. If I focus on moving from here, it actually shortens the movement just a little bit. Now my Don Tien is over this front base of support. As I come back, the Don Tien is over this back base of support. That substantial and insubstantial flows in and out. It flows like that yin and yang symbol, which is the Tai Chi symbol. So let's look at brush knee. It's the same movement really as Chi walking. If you hold the ball to the right, step out with the left and bring a little bit of weight onto that left. You're brushing this left hand across and the right hand comes out. Now as you rock back and you rotate, you have to move that Don Tien over that left leg, holding that ball again, to step forward, rotating through that motion. Let's try it one more time, rock back. Now bring that Don Tien over the base of support, which is your right leg, step forward and brush knee. It's the exact same movement as our Chi walking. Now you're just adding the brush knee motion. Now I'm going to stay forward here because we're going to do Repulse the monkey. Bring your left foot forward, bring your left hand up, and your right hand is behind you. With your Repulse the monkey, you bring this back hand, this right hand, up and over, and you cross hands. You don't actually touch. Don't worry about touching. Bring it up and over, but now the movement comes from here. It comes from the Don Tien. We have to rock back, bringing our weight over that back leg, and then we move from the Don Tien. It's not our hands that are making this motion happen. It's here. As we bring that back hand up and over, bring the weight back, we rotate from the Don Tien and the hands just follow. Bringing that weight back, bring the right hand up and over and open it up. So if you learn to really focus, even with moving backwards, this substantial and insubstantial is important, but it's the movement from the Don Tien which is really making the power of Repulse the monkey happen, because this is the point at where you're getting away from your opponent. You're using the power of your hips to get away from your opponent. If we look at standing kicking motions, first just bring your weight over to one side and lift. Then bring your weight over to the other side and lift. If you think about your columns, but you also have to think about bringing that Don Tien over that base of support. That allows this leg to become empty. Good. And lift. Now I'm going to turn around because we're going to do kicks now. So bring your weight over to the left, letting this right leg become empty, and kick. Now bring the weight over to the right, let the left become empty, and kick. So in the traditional form, we do kick, smash, and box the ears. And there's some movement in kick, smash, and box the ears that is moving from the Don Tien that you might not even realize. So as we lift this right leg, kick, smash, now we lower this center of gravity. This is actually moving from the Don Tien. You're lowering that center of gravity, allowing this right leg to touch, and then moving from here, coming into your smash or box the ears. It again makes the movement just a little bit smaller, right? Instead of kick, smash, and box the ears as a big motion, what it becomes now is kick, smash, lower that center of gravity, moving slowly from here and box the ears. If you look at this motion right here, your box the ears motion, what does this look like? It looks just like pushing Chi. It's just a little bit different movement with your hands. And you're not doing this with your pushing Chi, right? If you're moving from the Don Tien, you step out pushing Chi, it's a small motion. It's the same thing with your kick, box, and smash, kick, smash, and box the ears. I'll say it right. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Try it on the other side. Even though in the form we don't do it on the other side, I want you to lift that left leg. Kick, smash, lower your center of gravity, move from the Don Tien, and box the ears. So moving from the Don Tien can make things a little bit smaller. And if you start focusing on moving from here, you realize that the rotation is actually an important piece. With our brush knee, that Don Tien is moving over that front base of support. Same thing with wave hands like clouds. As we do our wave hands like clouds, and I'm going to move a little bit this direction because I'm going to move to my left, I start with my weight on my right, I step out, I rotate to where now my Don Tien is over this base of support, allowing this leg to become empty. That allows it to step in. Now as I rotate, it comes over this right leg. So my left is empty. Then as I rotate, my Don Tien comes over my left. Then I step in with that right. My Don Tien moves over the right so the left can become empty. Let's do that wave hands like clouds again. We'll take a few more steps. I'll come over this way. Start with your weight on the right. That left hand leads that left leg out. Think about your rotation and think about moving from the Don Tien. Bringing that Don Tien over the base of support. Now it comes over this right leg base of support. Notice that it also makes you slow down. Because if I do this, it might look like wave hands like clouds, but really it's just momentum. I'm just kind of stepping. I'm not body aware. I'm not thinking about where my Don Tien is. I'm not thinking about being balanced. And that's a lot of what Tai Chi is it's helping you be body aware, helping you understand where your weight is so that you are ultimately more stable and more balanced. If I move like this, now at any point, I can stop and still be balanced. I can stop at any point because I know right where my weight is. I know right where my movement is because I'm focusing here. The other thing that wave hands like clouds really points out when you're focusing on moving from the Don Tien is it now becomes a very relaxing motion because it's not my arms that are creating the motion. It's my Don Tien is creating that rotation, and my arms are just along for the ride. So that allows my shoulders to relax. It allows everything about my upper body to relax because I don't focus on moving like this. It's all from here. So moving from the Don Tien helps you relax. It helps you become more body aware, understanding your movement. It helps you learn to move a little bit slower, which we know is an important piece of Tai Chi. But it also helps you focus in on a movement in maybe look at it in a different way. Everybody's favorite move, at least in my classes, is snake, creeps, pheasant, stands. And that's a joke, okay? Nobody likes that movement. But in snake, creeps, pheasant, stands, if you're not thinking about it in terms of the Don Tien, what's the first thing you think about? You think about how low can I go, right? You think about how flexible can I be? And that's not really how you need to look at snake creeps. What you need to think about with snake creeps. And yes, it does help you with your flexibility, but you don't have to start with thinking, I can't do that, I can't go this low. That's not the point of snake creeps. When you think about moving from the Don Tien, let's take it from a position of height this high. I'm going to move my Don Tien over this back leg because that's where my weight needs to be when I first start this motion. Then as I turn and I start to move my Don Tien, I move it over this front leg, this left leg, so that the right leg becomes empty and it can easily be brought into pheasant stance. That rotation, now the Don Tien's over the back, it rotates. If you think about rotating like this, and then it comes forward, again, just like pushing chi, only now you're actually bringing that back leg up, coming into pheasant stance. So it can help you reframe looking at a motion. Snake creeps is not all about how low can you go. It's really about where is my weight, how is my weight shifting so that I am ultimately stable and balanced, even in that more difficult kind of move. There's one more movement before we go on to do the form, and that's the whole ward off, grasp the bird's tail sequence. Let's do it together, one time on both sides of the body. So you're going to hold the ball to the right. You're going to step out with that left. Bring that left hand up, make that ball small. Now rotate your whole body. This is your ward off. Then drop those elbows, grasp the bird's tail. Now roll back, and you're actually going to move this Don Tien over that base of support. Rotate and press, and then you do your pushing chi. Bring your weight to the right, bring it back to the left. Step out with that right leg, bring the right hand up, then turning your whole body. Make sure that left foot pivots with your body. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back, rotate and press, and pushing chi. Thinking about that motion with moving from the Don Tien, I like to teach in class, I like to do a technique where I just have everybody put their hands right here. Put your hands on your Don Tien. Now bring your weight over to your right. Step out with your left and turn that Don Tien. This is your ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Notice that your Don Tien is not moving for grasp the bird's tail. Then roll back. Then rotate and press. Don Tien comes forward. Then for your pushing chi, it comes back. And then it comes forward. Then bringing your weight to the right. Bring it back to the left. Step out. Ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. And pushing chi. So now let's do that movement one more time, both sides of the body. And I want you to lead with your Don Tien. What's really happening, and this is not how it looks in Tai Chi, but what's happening is that Don Tien becomes the leader, right? And it's like a whip. It's your arms are just following what the Don Tien is saying to do. So just step out and move that Don Tien, and it just whips, and then it whips back, and it whips back. Now, obviously, that's not what we do in Tai Chi, but that's what I want you to think about. Your arms are just following the motion of the Don Tien. So let's hold the ball to the right. Step out. Make that ball small. Now ward off. Notice the whole body moves. That back foot needs to pivot. Ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Now roll back. The Don Tien has to come back over this back leg, then rotate and press, pushing chi. Now as you move, try to move here first. Opening up, bringing the weight to the right, then back to the left. Now try to move here first as you step out. Notice I'm not leading with my hands as I step out. It's my Don Tien that's moving and my hands are following. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. So there's some movements from the 24 form, thinking about moving from the Don Tien. Now we're going to do the whole form, and I want you to focus on the movement from here. I know that some of you might not be as familiar with the 24 form. That's okay, just relax, follow along. We'll do the 24 form a few times. This will be a series that we'll be doing the whole form, but focusing on different principles each time. So just relax, follow along, and try to think about moving from the Don Tien. So I'm going to start over here. And the first thing I want you to do is just relax. Let those shoulders kind of drop away from your earlobes. Think about being suspended from the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you sink, think about sinking from here. Bringing the weight to the right, then stepping out left. And then centering your weight. Center that Dan Tien. Preparation. Now even this movement is lifting from the Dan Tien and then letting that energy settle. Now bringing the weight over to the right, holding the ball, we're going to step to the left, part the wild horse's mane. Think about moving from that Dan Tien first, then rocking back, bringing the Dan Tien over that base of support, step out, part the wild horse's mane. You do one more, part the wild horse's mane. Now you're bringing that Dan Tien over that base of support, bringing that right foot up and stepping out into white crane, spreads its wings. These are arm circles. Now we're going to do our brush knee 3 times. Brush knee. Remember that movement comes from the waist. One more brush knee. Stepping forward with that right leg, then letting that left leg just tap into play the guitar. Now here's our Repulse the monkey. Remember that movement comes from the Dan Tien. As we step back, we bring our weight back, step back, turn. Step back, turn. Remember your weight comes back. One more step. Good, now we get to do that ward off sequence we just practiced. Step out, lead with the Dan Tien, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Bring your weight to the right. Bring it back to the left. And now step out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Bringing your weight to the left, then back to the right, forming a bird's beak and single whip. Wave hands like clouds. Remember, think about that rotation, bringing that Dan Tien over that leg, so it becomes the substantial leg. We do 3 steps, wave hands like clouds. One more. Forming a bird's beak and single whip. High pat on horse. I want you to step forward with that left. And now sort of on the diagonal, kick, smash, and box the ears with the right leg. Lift, kick, smash, lower that center of gravity, and box the ears. Now you're turning over your left shoulder. Bring your weight to the right and just kick left. Now you get to do your snake creeps. Remember, it's all about the movement from the Don Tien. Let that Don Tien move, and that right leg becomes very light into pheasant stance. Then we get to do it on the other side. Snake creeps, pheasant stands. Stepping down left, then stepping out right. Fair lady works the shuttle. One more. Fair lady works the shuttle. Pick the needle up from the C bottom. Come up, block, fan through the back. Turning over that right shoulder, bringing the weight back to the left. Step out, deflect, intercept and punch. Here's your final pushing chi. Return the tiger to the mountain. Coming into your Wu Chi position, and then close. Always close left to right to close that circle. So moving from the Don Tien, that was the subject of our Friday happy hour today for Tai Chi. It's so fun to be back here in the studio, to be able to do the full form, to have you participate with me doing the form. We will, like I said, use this as a series for the next few weeks. I want to review the 24 short form, this traditional Yang style form, with you in terms of the underlying principles, because that's really where we get the benefit and how we understand how to move so that we can be more stable, so that we can be more balanced. We have exciting news in the Open the Door world, Open the Door to Tai Chi. We have a brand new membership site that we're launching this month that has all of these Tai Chi Live classes on it. It includes the daily series. It includes many more videos that you can be learning Tai Chi. It's just openthedoortotaichi.com. And our certification people, all of you who are in the certification group, you will have access to this membership site. That's part of being a certified instructor. And there's more instructor videos on that site as well, helping you as you teach your people. I'm giving you some ideas of teaching, how to teach, just some ideas of class plans. So that's part of that certification. That's a benefit of being a certified instructor with Open the Door. But this membership site will be open for anyone, any of your family and friends that are interested in Tai Chi. Openthedoortotaichi.com, and we have a free 7-day trial for it. You can look at all of the videos, you can look at it, just make sure that it is something that you're interested in. If you know anybody that's interested in Tai Chi, send them to that site, because then they can start to learn and they can start to get the benefits, being more balanced, that benefits of stress relief, the benefit of just being able to have a nice Friday happy hour. I don't know if we have any questions today. No. And I see here, my husband is my cameraman, and he told me that, Jack, I appreciate your comment. I hope that the instruction does help you, because that's my goal, is to help you learn Tai Chi to get the benefit of it. So thank you for that very kind comment, Jack. I appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. We'll be back next Friday at this same time. We'll be doing the 24 form, but we'll be talking about energy flow with the form. How do we get the energy to flow, and where is that ball of energy throughout the form? Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.